What's up, Grizzlies fans? Kelcey, Wright, Johnson, Rob Fischer here, and we are here to wrap up the summer league that was. So the Grizzlies are one of the only teams that went to Salt Lake. They just wrapped up Vegas last night. So let's talk about it. Rob, let's start with Desmond Bane. I feel like he was the star of this team, and rightfully so, because he's the most veteran guy really on this team with him and X. Let's talk about Desmond's play throughout these two summer leagues.
Great. I think one thing that you like to see in Summer League are guys that don't belong. And Desmond Bane didn't belong in Summer League. I mean, that's how well he played. And that's always a great sign when you see that. And I think for the most part, the Grizzlies NBA guys all did that. But Bane, had a little more on his shoulders with having the ball in his hands a lot. And I thought that was good. And I thought it was important to really help his handle. And we saw he can still shoot and knock down threes. It was great to see him kind of pick up and even extend where he was a year ago.
Yeah, exactly. He talked a lot about, not wanting to necessarily be pegged as that shooter. He wanted to learn how to play make and get the ball in his hands. So like you said, great at doing that. Another player that we think maybe has graduated from Summer League is Xavier Tillman.
Yes, absolutely. Another guy. You look at him during Summer League and you say, he didn't belong. And that's great when you hear that about guys. And I mean, Tillman looked like an NBA guy. He looked like what we saw last year. And again, I think getting this experience, just getting to play a little bit and having more of a responsibility. These are your leading guys in Summer League. So having that responsibility, I think, is good. And I think they both answered the bell.
Okay, before we move on to some of the young guys, I want to give one more shout out to a player that I think has graduated from Summer League. He was also the oldest guy on the team, the most veteran guy, but he showed out maybe not in scoring, but in everything else. And that's Mr. John Konchar.
It's funny because you mentioned the first two guys that always come up are Bane and Tillman because of the amount of minutes that they got last year in their role with the team and what's expected of them. John Konchar, yeah, I'm with you. I think he graduated. I'll give him his cap and gown because he looked like an NBA player and, again, looked like what he does on a nightly basis and just kind of amped it up a little bit more because of the competition. He was great. And, those three, there was no disappointment at all. And I think that's the biggest positive you take out of Summer League. There's not much to take out of Summer League. You could take really bad things, but you can take good things and just say, great, they're encouraging. And I think they were all encouraging.
Yeah, one of the most encouraging parts, thanks for the segue there, is that you get to see these new guys that you just drafted play in a Memphis Grizzlies jersey. You see how they kind of mold with, the guys who were on the team, like Des and X and John Konchar. So the two guys, Ziaire Williams, Santi Aldama, they had good days, they had bad days. Let's do overall, what'd you like about them?
Well, I think they got better as it went along. That was the biggest thing, and not really a surprise. I mean, when you sign your contract and the deal wasn't made official until just a couple of days before you first played and you haven't practiced and things like that, you expect a little rust, trying to get used to some things. There weren't many things run for them early in the first couple of games. But as it went on, they had more responsibilities, and they looked like they fit in more. I thought they were both good. They didn't blow you away with putting up huge numbers like you see from some draft picks, but that's okay. I don't think anyone's expecting either one of these guys to be major impact guys
right off the bat.
In year one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but I shouldn't even say year one. Right off the bat is probably an even better way to put it. From day one, they're not going to be major impact guys. And I think we saw that. But I think they were good. They were good and showed, hey, they got NBA potential. Ziaire Williams, you just look at him and you think how much bigger he can get. He's already real athletic. And
how great that's going to be next to John.
No doubt. And I think, too, he doesn't have the size to play real physical, but he wasn't scared. He wasn't scared to go to the basket. So I think they'll both be really good. It was Summer League again. You don't take too much either way, but I thought they were good, and I think that's good.
Okay, I want to give one more shout out. I'm not going to even make you talk about any more players, but I'm going to give one more shout out to Killian Tilly because I thought he just played really well and showed why he deserves that two-way contract. But let's move on. The roster is growing, and it's ever growing. So the Grizzlies, any NBA team, is allowed to have 20 players going into training camp, which happens next month. Right now, they've got 17. They got to dwindle that down. So what are we going to be looking forward to? We got 4 point guards right now. We got a bunch of bigs. What do you think the roster is going to, start to shape?
I'd be surprised if there's not another trade. I would imagine that's going to happen because you're just going to have to unload some guys. And with the latest trade, picking up some expiring contracts, those are valuable pieces. So I would imagine there'd be another trade or two. If not, you could see a couple of buyouts or two. I don't expect anything shocking but I think just kind of roster management. It's been funny after all these trades. I haven't really wanted to comment on them because I'm like, I don't know if we're going to keep these guys, you know? And it's like, what do you think of Bledsoe? Well,
it's like a move for a move for a move for a move.
We'll see what happens, you know, because I haven't really wanted to commit to anybody. And then he's on his way out. But I like the pieces that they have. I think the roster has gotten better, regardless of how the 15 shake out. I think the roster's gotten better, and that's exciting. Plus, I just think making moves is exciting. I think it's been an exciting summer.
It's had my head just in a whirlwind all summer, but it is exciting. And we are going to be able to commit to the roster in about a month after training camp. And then, you know, historically, when the NBA starts on time, like it'll tip off October 19th this year. The schedule comes out soon, sometime in August.
Yes.
What are we going to look forward to? Okay, as someone who's been with the Grizzlies, you know, this is my second real year.
Right.
I don't know what to expect. What are you excited about when the schedule comes out?
When the schedule's first released, there's one day that I look at right off the bat, and it's MLK Day. It's such a special day, a huge event, a special weekend here in Memphis, and that game's always on the national stage. So you want to see who you're playing, what time you're playing, who's carrying the game. That's always the first one that I look at.
All right, so much to look forward to. Still so many questions. I'm Kelcey. This is Rob Fischer. You can always get more guys on grindcitymedia.com.